Hello, friends. Welcome to the Wellness Inspired Podcast. I'm your host, Sheri Davidson, and I am here with my co-host, Finn. He is my terrier mix rescue dog and my loyal sidekick. Today, we have a treat for you. This is episode 9, Travel to Health and Wellness with Tami Hiroka. But first, I'd like to share a few things with you. If you missed the last episode, episode 8, Relationships, Connections, and Communication, please check it out. I'm getting some really great feedback on the podcast, and I really appreciate it all. I want to make sure I'm giving you inspiration that inspires you to live a healthy lifestyle and to make positive change. So suggestions, comments, and ideas are always welcome. So for those of you who have given me feedback, thank you, and more thank yous. Also, I'd like to give you a teaser for the next episode because that's just what I like to do. Episode 10. Look at that. We're in the double digits. Will be one of 2 topics. Wabi-sabi design, the art of imperfection, things and you, or another conversation, but with a different spin on biophilic design with Kimberly Nicole Phipps. This is going to be an ongoing topic because our environments can have a huge impact on our health and wellness. Kimberly is an interior designer, and she also owns Houston Hemporium in Houston, Texas. Their mission is to educate and elevate the conversation around hemp and CBD. So we haven't recorded the first, but I've already invited her back to have a conversation around hemp and CBD. So that should be a fun episode. So stay tuned for that. To get updates on new episodes and wellness inspiration in your inbox, please join the Wellness Inspired community. Go to thewellnessinspiredpodcast.com to sign up. I'll put the link in the show notes to the website so you can click and join there. Also, I have a Facebook community at The Wellness Inspired, and you can follow me on Instagram at Wellness Inspired. If you like what you hear, please share with your family and friends. You can also give me a rating and review wherever you listen to your podcast. It helps other people find me as well. If you're in the Houston area or visiting and interested in acupuncture, herbal medicine, cupping, and dry needling therapy, contact us. You can find out more on our website at element5om.com. That's element, the number 5, OM for Oriental Medicine.com. I'll put the link in the show notes for your convenience. If you're interested in health and wellness coaching, we can connect in the clinic or on Zoom. Reach out to us and we'll get you on the schedule. Okay, are you ready for wellness travel? I am, so let's jump in. So what is wellness travel? Most people associate wellness travel with a spa experience. This is true, but the definition has expanded. Before the pandemic, there was an awareness developing more around a work-life balance, as well as creating or changing behaviors to lead to a state of health and wellness. Before the pandemic, people were starting to see the value of their health in this fast-paced world we live in. And then the pandemic hit. It abruptly halted travel and exposed the state of our true health, as well as added a lot of fear. And now we are coming out of the pandemic and travel is booming again. But this time, we are looking beyond the spa experience and we are looking for experiences to heal. People are seeking travel plans that maintain, manage, or improve their health and well-being. They want healthy food options, fitness, and nature experiences. They want rest and rejuvenation, stress reduction, and disease prevention, as well as meaningful, authentic, and transformative experiences. Now, I've known Tammy going on about 3 years now. She is the co-owner of Fresi Travel, a traveling company that puts together specialized itineraries. In the few years I have known her, I have seen her trot all over the globe having amazing trips. She does some of the coolest things. I think I saw her once. I think she was in Africa with a tribe, and she had this beautiful, I want to say it was red. It was red or yellow. It was one of the bright colors. And she looked so happy. And I just always remember those pictures, but I always look at all of her pictures. She posts a lot, and she just does some really cool, amazing stuff. And I love talking to her because not only is she just the sweetest person, but she's also very knowledgeable and she shares great stories. So I could talk to her for hours. So I just want to tell you a little bit about her and then we'll jump into the podcast. But Tammy is Peruvian and Japanese. She came to the U.S. in 2003 to pursue an MBA at Rice University. She was offered a position after graduation at Ernst & Young that she could not resist. She spent the next 14 years working for oil and gas before she fully dedicated herself to Fresi Travel. And a fun fact I really enjoy about Tammy, besides the Disney World story she tells at the end of the podcast, so no spoiler alert here, you'll have to listen to the end to hear it, but she lived in a Buddhist temple in Japan when she was 15 years old. Her aunt is married to a Buddhist priest, so she ended up staying with them, learning basic Japanese, and worked in a tea shop and assisted in the temple's daily chores. So we talk a little bit about that as well. Tammy's travel passion, adventurous soul, and foodie bug led her to seek unique experiences across the globe. And another thing I would like to acknowledge about Tammy is she was in oil and gas before, and she switched careers. And she found a career that really brings her joy. It really gives back to her more than just financially. It gives her purpose and meaning. A lot of the times we get stuck in jobs because we're scared to leave and we're so unhappy. And we know that it's not good for our health, but we stay there for the fear of our finances. And it's one of the hardest shifts to make. And so when someone really finds that thing that brings them joy in their career, I love it. You can see how much they love it. I can see how much Tammy really loves her job, how much she loves traveling and meeting new cultures and new people. And she really loves putting together these itineraries, specialized itineraries for people to have the same type of experiences. And you can really see that it makes her happy. And so for her to make that shift, I know it was huge. And I just wanted to acknowledge that because that is a pillar of our health and wellness. You know, we spend half of our time at work. So that thing that you do, it should give back to you. It really should. And I know it's hard to make decisions to change, but that decision to change is imperative to your health and well-being. So with all of that said, I think Tammy is a great inspiration and a more than welcomed guest on the Wellness Inspired podcast. Without further ado, let's jump into the conversation. Hi, Tammy. Welcome to the podcast. Thank you for being here again. You were on the Health and Wellness podcast, I guess was it a year ago? Maybe a year ago?
I think a year ago.
So I'm excited to have you here to talk about wellness travel. I've also heard wellness tourism. So I don't know if there's a difference or if they just use those interchangeably, but we're going to talk about wellness travel. And I like to, because this is a wellness inspired podcast, I love the definition of what wellness is, because I think it's really important when we're trying to live a wellness lifestyle. And wellness is the active pursuit of activities, choices, and lifestyles that lead to a state of holistic health. And wellness travel, when we talk about wellness travel, we're seeking the experiences that maintain, manage, and improve our health and well-being. And that's what we're going to talk about today. The wellness travel is motivated by a desire for healthy living, rest and rejuvenation, disease prevention, stress reduction, management of poor lifestyle habits, and to have meaningful, transformative experiences, as well as connection and to bring us joy. So I love traveling and I love talking about it. My parents sent me to Europe. Are you still there, Tammy?
Yes, I cannot
you are?
see
okay.
you, but
I know I can't see you either. It's okay. So just for our listeners, we are using an online platform called Riverside. So this is my first time to use the platform. So we are recording remotely. Tammy is in a different location and I am at home. So please be understanding of our first time use. Okay, so where was I?
Talking about your experience in Europe.
Oh, yes. So I love traveling. I always have there you are. My parents sent me to Europe when I was really, I think I was in 11th grade.
And I had never been out of the country before. And I was parent free. I went with the school and we were over there for a month. And it was so transformative for me. Like I saw a different part of the world, I saw different cultures. It just really expanded my mind. And my mom said when I came home that I was completely grown up, like I was just a different person. And ever since then, I've just really, really loved to travel and immerse myself in different places. So I have a love for traveling. I know you have a love for traveling. So why don't you tell people who you are, what you do, what your company does, and then we'll move on to talk more about wellness travel.
Thank you, Sheri. My name is Tami Hiroka, and I'm the co-owner of Fresi Travels. We specialize in tailored itineraries and unique experiences around the world. As you said, I also love to travel. I have been traveling since I was a few months old. I have been to 65 countries. I have lived here in the US since 2003, but I'm originally from Peru, even though I look Japanese. So I'm 75% Japanese. Besides focusing on tailored itinerary, we also offer stress-free vacation for our travelers, of course. We take care of every single detail about your trip, from the hotels, tours, transfers, and we even provide VIP services at the airport whenever it's possible. And we also part of hotel programs such as Marriott, Hyatt, Hilton, the Four Seasons, where we always offer VIP amenities for our travelers. So that's in a nutshell what we do at Fresi Travels.
Yeah, and you just got back from, were you in Dubai?
I was in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and the Maldives
Yes,
for the month of February.
that's so awesome. Well, I know I've known you for probably maybe going on 3 years now. Is that probably 3 years?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think so.
And I
Yes,
know you've been to the
probably 3 years.
Maldives twice now since I've known you.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
And
That's
I'm gonna,
correct. I was there in April, back in April last year.
yes, yes. And I hope to make it there one day because it looks absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I know we're not there yet, but I was reading something about the wellness trends for 2021 or wellness travel trends of 2021. And one of them was to be a part of science and to do some meaningful work. And they talked about the Maldives and that you can actually go there. And I guess the resort has a program for something about the coral reefs, and you can go there and help them with that.
That is correct. A lot of the resorts offer that type of
Hmm.
experiences for rebuilding the reef, or even if you cannot join on rebuilding the reef, you can do donations
Hmm.
to rebuild the reef. They also have like turtle programs as well,
Yeah.
and also cleaning the beach areas. So they have different type of experiences for adults and kids to join and help the sustainability of the islands, as well as the environment in general.
Yeah.
So they're very involved with the sustainability of the Maldives,
Yeah.
most of our resorts, I think.
Yeah. So that was a wellness trend for 2022. Wellness travel trend for 2022 was people were asking for more of these types of experiences. Are you seeing that?
Yes,
Yeah.
we're seeing that as well. Also, more destinations are offering those type of experiences that before they were not promoting those type of experiences. Last week, I was just in a Japanese conference, which was for outdoor activities. That's something that we haven't heard before from the Japanese market. Japan is mostly a tourist destination for culture, history,
Mm-hmm.
and cuisine, but not for outdoor activities. And now they are promoting those outdoor activities and how to be involved with the community. For example, they have how to participate in a tea plantain
Mm.
and see how the process goes and how the tea is done at the end, as well as like sake production, but in a way that it's sustainable so that you can actually help the farmers. It's not like the huge industry within Japan. It's like the small farmers. How can you help them and how they're helping their community and the environment.
That's amazing.
And that was something totally new.
Wow.
New for me as well. Even though I travel to Japan very often, that was something new for me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
As experiences.
Yeah, so the Kimono Koto Trail, I mean, I wonder if they'll see any kind of uptick in the people wanting to do that, do you think? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think they do. And they're also promoting other trails
Yeah.
besides that
Yeah.
one. So hopefully, we don't know when they're going to open. They're hopeful that it will open between summertime and fall. So I don't know exactly, but hopefully it will be this year, but half of the year or end of the year.
Wow. I know. I still have that on my bucket list to do that. There's a spa. Oh, I'm thinking of Bhutan. That's what I'm thinking of because that's on my list now too, is to go to Bhutan. But I was looking. I think it's the Six Senses resorts.
Mm-hmm.
They have
Yes.
one in Bhutan. I think they have like 5 different lodges in Bhutan.
Yes, actually went to
Did you?
one.
Which one did you go to? I was looking at them yesterday.
I think it was Punaka.
Okay.
Punaka.
Okay. That looks, because I've wanted to experience one of those.
Bhutan is a life-changing experience.
That's
too.
the transformative experiences that I think people are starting to looking for.
Yes.
But I do have a question. So why are they just now opening that trail?
Oh, the one that I sent
Yeah.
you? I'm not sure why they just opened that trail. I haven't researched that much on the why. I just saw that news that they're reopening the trail. So I thought it was going to be interesting for you.
Yes.
Since it hasn't been open for years.
Yes, 60 years. So I definitely.
Yeah, 60 years.
I definitely want to do that. Well, obviously, I still want to do the Kimono Koto Trail. I know you know this, that it is on the World Heritage list.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the World Heritage list with the El Camino de Santiago. They're the only two.
Yes.
I've done the El Camino de Santiago.
2 pilgrims.
Yes. So I've done.
I think you received like a certificate.
Yes. So, but here's the thing. So when I did the El Camino, I walked 450 miles and we stopped about 60 kilometers away from Santiago. So in order to get that certificate, you have to do the last 60 kilometers. So I have to go back and do the last 60
and do the 60 kilometers
before I go do the Kimono Koto Trail, because I want to do that before, because they do a celebration for you in Japan if you do that.
If you have both.
Both. Yes. So I have plans. I got plans.
And actually they mentioned that in the conference.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yes, they did mention.
I have so many things
about the recognition. So you have to do the Camino de Santiago before going to Japan, that's for sure. Yes,
it's definitely the order to do them in. Okay, well, let's get back to wellness travel, even though that is all wellness travel, the transformative experiences that that travel can bring you. But what inspired you to become a travel specialist? Because I know you were in corporate America before.
Yes. So, well, the person that inspired me to travel was my mom.
Oh, yeah?
Believe it or not, in general. She's in her early 70s, but she was always very adventurous. She came to the U.S. when she was only 17 and studied for a year in high school with an American family, when she didn't know a word in English. So she was always very adventurous. She worked for an airline that doesn't exist anymore, which now is like Air Canada in Peru. So she got a lot of free tickets, and she will travel around the world while she was single and before she had me. So she was my inspiration. And so I always had this, my mom always pushed me to travel by myself. So I have been traveling since I was little. But how I became a specialist, of course, I was working in corporate America in oil and gas industry. And I love to plan trips. That was my hobby since I was little as well. So I started planning with my business partner. We started planning trips to different destinations, and we asked our friends who will like to join these trips. And so people started joining our trips, and we planned everything from hotel reservations, restaurant reservations, the tours that we were going to have, the flights that we could take, everything. And we put together a document that looked like a professional document, but of course, it was just us doing it in a Word and then um, putting it in a PDF file. So that's how we started, and we figured out, well, we could somehow transform this into a business, and so that's how we started transitioning from being just a hobby to an actual business.
Yeah.
So that's how we founded the
And
company back in 2018.
I was getting ready to say, because it was right before the pandemic, right? Right before the big lockdown.
Yes, it was just before the pandemic. Yes. I started working full time in 2019.
Yeah. And
so, yeah, it was just before the pandemic.
So how are you doing right now? I mean, obviously people are starting to travel a little bit more now. We're coming out of the pandemic, but we're coming out at different rates and speeds. And so what are you seeing right now?
So definitely 2022 has been a boom compared to 2021. In 2021, we had some trips planned, but it was mainly within the US, Mexico, which was open, and also the Caribbean. Now we're seeing trips farther away, like Europe, South America, Africa, and even Asian countries that are open now. And people are also taking more time off. That's what we have figured out. Instead of being just like a 5-day trip, we have trips scheduled for 2 or 3 weeks. So I think because they have been waiting so long to go on a family trip, maybe it's the first time they're seeing each other as a family, or they have been waiting so long that they're taking longer, longer vacations, which was not normal before, I guess.
Interesting.
So yeah, some people are taking 2 or 3 weeks.
Wow. So I know we talked a little bit about this last time on the Health and Wellness podcast, but it was the wellness sabbaticals where people were taking 3 weeks and more and going somewhere for a transformative experience, or now it sounds like to be with family for whatever reason. But that's interesting. That's really interesting that people are asking for this. And this was in 2019, or I'm sorry, 2020. This was supposed to be a trend.
20.
Yeah. Probably during COVID, a lot of people saw the value of spending time with their family as well, right? And the value of having more of a work-life balance. So maybe that's happening. Do you think it'll continue, or do you think it's just something that is right out of the gates? You know, like we can all travel now. Let's go, and then it'll die down. Or do you think it's here to stay?
I hope they get the positive side of like traveling a little bit longer, because you can have a slower pace and really enjoy the destination, as well as get some time off for relaxation. So I'm hoping that trend will continue, and that I think people during COVID realize that it's not everything it's work. That there's more than work in life.
Travel. So you're recovering from the pandemic, I guess, pretty well then, since 2022 is the year of travel. I read a stat, it was in 2019, that for the 4th or 5th year in a row, travel had just exponentially rose. And then, of course, 2020 hit. So I wonder if we'll get back up to that, and how much of that was actual business travel and leisure travel. I don't know. But I assume that there's a lot less business travel right now because of the pandemic, and we realize that we can do stuff remotely, right?
Exactly. Yes, there's less business travel than before.
So last time we spoke, you said people weren't specifically asking for wellness travel, but they were asking for different aspects of that, like, you know, they want to go somewhere they can be outdoors, or where they can go kayaking. Is that still true, or are people more aware of wellness?
Yes. There's still true that they're asking for more outdoor activities within their itinerary. They still want to do the city and the history and the arts, but they are always asking for something to do like outdoor, like a hiking, maybe a biking, depending on what destination they're going to. They're also asking for more private tours, so that I'm guessing people are more conscious about being in big groups, so their preferences are now more tailored to private groups, private experiences.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's still happening. So what else are people asking for, or where are some cool places that you would be your top 5 of like wellness trips to take around the world? Like where would those places be, and what would you be doing, or what would you suggest?
Well, in the US, of course, very popular has been Hawaii
Yeah.
in general
Yeah.
for 2021 because it's domestic
Yeah.
travel. Everything works exactly as mainland, and there's a lot of outdoor activities as well.
Yeah.
And of course, they have wellness programs like spas and yoga retreats. But I will also suggest I know Hawaii is very popular as well as national parks.
Yeah.
Everything is outdoor. But I will suggest to look at ranches around the US. Ranches are very, very cool. They have really good activities for adults and also for kids, and everything is outdoor, from hiking to canoeing, horseback riding, fly fishing, and there's some ranches that are dedicated to families, and there are also ones that are for adults only, and they offer the whole holistic program where you can eat organic food and a farm to table. So people sometimes they don't know about the ranches.
Yeah.
They mostly know about the national parks in Hawaii, but ranches are around the U.S. And I will suggest to take a look at ranches as well in within the domestic market. Yes.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds really cool. So, in Hawaii, you can do underwater rock running. Do you?
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yes, you carry these like huge rocks and you're underwater and you're running with them. I don't know. But I think that would be kind of a cool thing. Although I can't really hold my breath that long, but it sounds like a cool thing to try. Yeah. And ranches, I know that they have working ranches too. So if you want to go help,
Yes,
yeah,
you can like farming, yeah, or
yeah,
helping with the horses
yeah,
or with the cattle. Yes, they also have those type of activities. So I think that's cool within the U.S. Of course, overseas we have different destinations, but I just came from the Maldives, and I will definitely suggest visiting the Maldives. I know it's a little bit far away, but actually from Houston, it's just one stop over to get to Malé. So people think it's going to be a lot of flights, but it's just one stop. Basically, you can from Houston you can fly via Istanbul, Doha with Qatar Airlines, Dubai with Emirates, and it's just one stop. So people think it's a lot of stops to get there. It's just one stop to get to the capital, Malé.
And
I think it's a wonderful.
How long does it? What's the
destination.
plane flight? How many hours?
So this time with Emirates, we did it through Dubai. So it's like 14 hours to Dubai and then 4 hours to Malé. So yeah, give it a take. It will be 20 hours to get to the resort.
Yeah.
Flying
Yeah.
time.
And then you have to stay for like 3 weeks or more.
No. I think 7 nights should be
Really?
fine. But if seven nights, it's like normal, like average. You can stay for longer if you want. But most people combine it with another stay, like maybe Dubai for a few days, or in Doha in Qatar for a few days, or Istanbul. You can combine it with Sri Lanka or India as well. So 7 nights, I think it's the average. Of course, I love it. So last April I stayed almost the entire month of April in Maldives. But it depends on people if they have enough vacations or not to take 2 or 3 weeks in the Maldives.
Yeah.
But something that people don't know about the Maldives, people think everything is super expensive to stay in the Maldives, that everything is like $3,000 per night or more. And it's not the case anymore. Now there's more than 150 resorts in the Maldives, and there's a wide range of prices. And there's some of them that that even offer all inclusive, where you could have your not only your meals but also your drinks included. And
Wow.
most of them, they offer like a wellness type of retreat or program or experiences.
Yeah. What would be an average cost to go to the Maldives?
It
Yeah.
depends, but I'll say it will start around $650 per night.
Mm.
That's when it
Yeah.
starts.
Okay. Okay. So it sounds like there's more competition there now. Is that?
Yes, and you have to compare what you get in the Maldives versus what you're getting, like let's say in
Mm.
Cancun. So for 650 in Cancun, you can get like an all-inclusive, like a high end, but it's a
Yeah.
room. In the Maldives, you get either a beach villa or a water villa. You're not having a room. There's no buildings.
Mm.
Everything is like a villa, a small villa. It could be like a bungalow, or yeah, it's like independent type of
Yeah. Yeah.
buildings, and everything it's looking at the beach. So you're not looking at the parking
Yeah.
lot or like a little garden on the back. Everything has beach access.
Yes.
So that's the difference. Yes, you're paying maybe a little bit more than a
Yeah.
room in the Caribbean, but you're also getting
Yeah.
more for it.
Well, that is on my wellness travel list as well. I have at least 4 years planned out. So that's good for me. I think I told you this year I'm going to running adventure in the Faroe Islands. And
Yes, very
yeah, I'm
exciting.
super excited about it. So I'm going to be in the Faroe Islands for about a week, and then a little over a
Hmm.
week, I think. And then if I can make it happen, I'm trying to take a wellness sabbatical. And since I'll already be in Iceland, the people that I went to on a running adventure with in 2019 in Iceland, they have a boat, and I'm thinking about meeting them in Greenland. And so I
Oh,
would meet them.
that's on my
Is
list.
it? Oh, I so want to see I want to see the
Yeah.
icebergs so badly. But I would fly in on the east side of Greenland and jump on the sailboat with them, and then we would sail in and out of the fjords, exploring and just immersing yourself in the icebergs. So if I can make that happen, I'm really going to try and make it happen. But I'll be gone for a while, so that's the hard part, being gone from my practice. I'm still working on that. But I think it would be a great wellness sabbatical for myself. I can still take my stuff and do podcasts, and I'm coaching, so I can still coach. And so that's what I'd like to do this year. And then I'm thinking of the Bhutan trip next year. So the one that you sent me. So I'm super excited about that. And then the Kimono Koto Trail. So anyway, that's my plan for the next, and then the Maldives. So that's 4 years, right? A couple of big tripsy. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so where else abroad would you suggest? You said the Maldives.
Yes, the Maldives. Now that I have heard so much about Japan,
Mm,
now I think it's a wellness destination as well.
yeah,
I'm biased. I always like to go to Japan, so I think that will be a great wellness destination. Now that I have heard so much about their outdoor activities, they have biking, hiking, boating, even going to the fields to help the farmers. So I think it will be a great wellness destination. They also have really good wellness
yeah,
resorts. Um, for some reason, they're one of the countries that they live
yeah,
longer um, than any other country. So for a reason, it's basically their diet and how they live their lives,
yeah.
and that's how you can learn from them. Actually, you can stay in temples as well and eat the food that is served at the temples, and also do meditation. They have the hot springs, so I think it's not only history and culture that you can um, enjoy in that
Mhm.
destination, but also wellness as
Yeah,
well.
calligraphy. That was another trend for 2022 was experiences that inspire creativity. So I thought that was interesting
Yes.
that you can go to Japan and do like calligraphy. Didn't you stay in
Yes.
a monastery or a temple? Didn't you spend? You
I
lived there.
lived in
That's
the
right.
temple. Yeah, because my family runs a Buddhist temple because my uncle is a Buddhist priest in a small community out of very close to Mount Fuji. So I lived there. It wasn't like a tourist experience. It was more of a family experience. I stayed there for a
Yeah.
month. Uh,
Yeah. Well, what?
and I did some chores
Yeah. Did you do
there.
any meditation? Did you do? I mean, obviously, you probably ate the
Um,
food,
I
the diet. You ate the.
I ate the food. But in since it's a family run, it's not monks.
Mm,
We actually did enjoy different type of food that wasn't like the monks normally will receive.
yeah.
But we did some of the we had some of their food when they have like ceremonies where they have like a lot of people coming in.
Yeah.
But I did attend some of the ceremonies, so it wasn't like medication; it was the actual ceremony
Mm,
that I attended.
yeah.
But it was very peaceful. I had to help with like the um, not only like cleaning, but also on the garden with the
That
rocks
sounds nice.
where they have like different designs.
Oh, really?
And they also, yeah, and they all, yeah, they do have like the circles and the lines within the rocks, and they also support the
Mm,
community. So I was involved with the senior citizens, entertaining the senior citizens.
that's great.
So I normally play with them. They had like they
Mm,
had outdoor activities, so I normally participate in the outdoor activities with
that's
them.
great. You know, when I was in China, the parks were just filled with older people doing Tai Chi and Qigong and all of those
Mhm.
exercises. You don't see that here, but it's so embedded in their culture that movement and exercise is very, very important.
Mhm.
Um, so I thought that was pretty cool. So, have you had anyone request what it sounds like you have because you just said that the new thing is that people are going on longer vacations. I was going to ask if you'd actually had people request wellness sabbaticals, but it sounds like you've had people just requesting longer stays in places.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, not a wellness sabbatical. It's just like instead of being 5-day trips, it will be like 2 weeks or 3 weeks
Mm-hmm.
on a trip. But what I notice is that they want some days for relaxation.
Yeah.
They don't want to have every single day full of tours or experiences. They want to have like relaxation.
Yeah.
So just that's the difference, like a slower pace
Yeah.
and to enjoy the family together. So no, I haven't had a sabbatical. I actually did one in 2011
You did
for a
you
year and a
you
half.
did?
Yes.
Where?
Well, it wasn't like a wellness sabbatical. At that point, I didn't know what
Yeah.
wellness sabbatical was or wellness travel was. It was for mental health,
Yeah.
actually. I was very stressed at work. I ended up in the
Oh gosh.
hospital. Um, yes. So I took a year and a half off, and what I did, it was just
Yeah.
travel to different destinations. I didn't have like a real plan, um, like a set plan because everything was so sudden when it happened. But I started traveling to different destinations, and it was just amazing for mental
Yeah.
wellness. Not it's not only physical,
Yeah.
but your mental wellness will reflect physically at the end of
Yeah.
the day. So it just recharges you, and I was way healthier than I was after a year and a half
Yeah.
traveling. And also I had more energy coming back to
Yeah.
work. So yeah, it helped me a
So,
lot for a year and a half.
yeah, it was healing for you, it sounds like. Yeah.
It was a true changing experience for
Yeah.
me. And also realizing that work wasn't my
Yeah.
life. I have another life besides going to work.
Yeah. And now, is that something that you realized after you came back from traveling, or was that something that you realized before you left and that's what inspired you?
Now, when I was traveling, I realized
Yeah.
that not everything was work. That there was more than just working in an office. And that I needed to take care of myself as well. I was younger, of course.
Yeah.
And so you have to preserve your body and soul and mental health as well.
Yeah, I really believe that your health is a huge asset, right? Like it's your greatest asset. And to preserve that is, I think, is smart because so many of us don't. We get so locked up into our daily lives and pushing forward hard and working long hours and not taking that time for ourselves. And then we wake up and all things are going wrong. But I think more and more people are starting to become aware of that before they get to that point. Now, I think it's changing for sure. Yeah.
Now I think yes, and now there's more awareness as well, like
Yeah.
Mental health awareness.
Yes.
Before, nobody talked about it. I didn't know what mental wellness or health meant when this happened. I was just sick.
Yeah.
And stress was the real driver for my health issues.
Yeah.
So now I think people are more aware, and what happened after with COVID, I think people are more aware of your own health and mental health as well.
Yeah, you've had some experience with that. So where all did you travel for a year?
Oh, I travel everywhere. I went to Australia, to Bali, and in Bali I actually stayed because I wanted to do more of the wellness type of travel.
Yeah.
I decided to stay longer. Well, because of course, I had the time. So I'm like, oh, I'm just going to stay in Ubud and just do meditation.
Wow.
And do hikings around the rice fields. I went to Japan, of course, to Peru, to Turkey, Israel, Greece. What else did I do? Of course, I traveled within the US, Mexico. I did more of Europe as well. So yeah, I went everywhere, and I had different experiences, not only cultural or historic, but also the like river rafting, hiking, cooking classes, everything that was offered to me. I would be like, oh yeah, I'll sign up. Oh, and I did the Pacific islands, like Fiji, Vanuatu. I was there for like 20 days around those islands.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing. Well, I think that's you're a great inspiration to all the listeners out there and how important wellness travel is. So thanks for sharing that. That's really awesome. So, you have any traveling tips for people?
So right now, the most important one is to make sure you know your destination's restrictions and requirements, and they change very often, and they change by destination. So you cannot assume that because in the US the restrictions and requirements are ABC, it's going to be exactly the same in the other destinations. And also some destinations has changed requirements regarding, let's say Thailand. They have they have a program on how you enter the country. But before, US citizens could enter without any visa approvals. Now you have to go through, it's not a visa, but it's like an approval that you have to go. So just not assume that because you didn't need a visa before, it's no visa now. So that's my biggest tip right now, especially with what's going on with COVID. There's a lot of countries that are lifting those restrictions, but you cannot assume that's happening in every country in the same way at the same time. So you have to be very aware what's required, because they won't let you get into the country if you don't follow those restrictions or requirements.
Yeah. And that's why it's good to have somebody like you on their side. I know that when I go to Bhutan,
that's correct.
I'm going to have you on my side. So I can, because you know all those things. And it takes a lot to research all of that. Yeah.
We have partners in every country where we work with. And so normally we're receiving all the updated information from them. So we are updating the clients as well. If there's any change that is happening between now and when they're traveling, we'll make sure that they get that information so they are aware on the restrictions and requirements.
Are you seeing, I know it's only been about 4 weeks, but are you seeing any, we're we're not in war, but Ukraine
Mm-hmm.
is, and with
Mm-hmm.
Russia. Have you seen it affect the travel industry in any way?
So it has affected in the sense that there were some trips, especially like cruises
Hmm.
going to
Yeah.
Russia. And there's some scheduled tours that were going to go to Russia or Ukraine. Of course, they had to change kind of their
Yeah.
tours or the routes.
Yeah.
It's also affecting some of the airlines because they have to look for new routes because
Mm,
they cannot fly through Russia. So maybe the flight that you are taking might take a little longer because they have to avoid uh, um, Russian
yeah.
areas.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that we have seen so far. European travel has not been affected.
Mm,
Actually, we in 2 weeks we're going to Armenia, Georgia, and Azerbaijan. We were going to go to Russia as well. That was a plan
yeah.
because this was a trip planned 2 years ago. Of course, we're not going to Russia, but that trip's still on.
Okay.
Um, and so right now we haven't seen a lot of cancellations. I have only seen one
Yeah.
cancellation so far because of no, because they were traveling to that
Yeah.
area, but because they were
Yeah.
afraid
Yeah.
of traveling to that area, the
Sure.
consequences that might have. But so far, we haven't seen uh, any countries besides Ukraine and Russia being affected on traveling.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Super sad. And what about, have you seen any effects of the gas prices? And how does that affect the travel industry?
Not so far
Yeah.
regarding flight tickets.
Yeah.
They are still kind of average.
Yeah.
I think most of the airlines might be
Mm,
protected for a couple of years, maybe.
got it.
So maybe that's why they can maintain their prices.
Got it.
Um, but of course, it might affect things like transfers
Yeah.
because it's gas. And also, if you're traveling and use an Uber, you might see like an extra charge for
Mm,
surcharges like oil or
yeah.
gas. That might affect. But so far, prices have been stable.
Okay.
But I think maybe in the future, those charges, especially for transfers and maybe tours that have private
Mm,
transfers, might increase a
that
little.
makes sense.
But we'll see. So far, no, it's been very stable, the prices.
Okay. Well, that's good to know for people who love to travel, which I feel like most people do. There's very few people that I know that don't like to travel.
But
My dad does not like to travel. Yeah, his father was in the Air Force, and so my dad moved around a lot when he was young, and
hmm
he doesn't like to travel because of that now. He never stayed in one place long enough to make friends, and
hmm
so he loves where he is. He loves all of his friends, and he doesn't want to travel. He did it when he was younger, I guess. But I love to travel. Most people do, so that's good to know. So I don't know if you know about this. It is, I guess it's considered wellness travel, or could be considered wellness travel. There is a residence yacht called, I don't even know how to say it. I wrote it down. It's like fjords, but it's except it's with an N, so it's NJORD. Yes, and they're private residents on this yacht that should be available around year 2025. And basically, you circumnavigate the globe. You can buy a home on it,
hmm
and I'm like, I'm planning my retirement, I guess. But I was like,
I heard of that cruise,
have
but
you?
I haven't researched that much about it. But I heard there's residency, so you will be actually living in a ship
Yeah,
and then traveling around the world.
exactly.
It might be a little bit expensive, but
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's very expensive. But there's 289 private residences on it. I wrote a couple of notes, but I also like the idea that it's supporting charities and good causes, and I think it has the strictest environmental rules and regulations on it that you can possibly do. And it also contributes to science, so it collects data as it's moving along. So
Mhm.
I feel like it fits really well into that wellness travel package, right? Because it is hitting all of these points of what wellness travel is trying to do. So, anyways, I just wanted to mention it. I don't know how to say it, but I don't know, Njord. I don't know how you would say that,
I don't know exactly how it's pronounced either.
but I looked at some pictures and there it looks absolutely beautiful. The problem is I get motion sick, so it probably wouldn't be a good fit for me. But it looks amazing.
But if it's a big ship, it shouldn't move that much.
No,
It should have a stabilizer.
really?
Yeah.
So I went on one cruise and I didn't get sick on the ship. I got motion sick when I got off.
Oh, yes. Some people
Really?
do.
I thought I was weird. I was like, okay, this
Hmm.
is really weird because everything was stable and I was still moving.
I think it's normal that everybody feels like that a little
Yeah,
bit, but some people get like motion, like
yeah,
sick. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I definitely am one for that. When I went to California, we went to Catalina for a race, and I had to take the
Hmm.
ferry to Catalina, and I took some patches with me, and I have no idea what happened to them, but I was so scared that I was going to get sick going over there because we arrived when it was dark, and my dad always taught me to look at the horizon if I was on a boat
Hmm.
to help stabilize, and I couldn't do that because it was pitch black. So I couldn't look at anything. But luckily, it was very calm and everything was fine. But my understanding is it does get pretty rough. But I was very thankful that I didn't get motion sick before my race. Would not have been fun. Okay, so what else? Anything else you have to share or would like to share?
So just for like another tip, it's just whenever you're traveling now, just be
Yeah.
patient. A lot of countries might not have recovered as
Mm,
good as the US. So they might be like short staff or they're not trained well. So just be patient and have empathy with them
yeah.
because there are some countries that have suffered more than the
Yeah.
US with COVID.
Yeah.
So not everything will work like pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Just assume
That's a
that.
good point. Yeah. That's a really good point. Where did you say you were going next? Armenia.
Armenia, Georgia, and Azerbaijan.
And how long are you going to be gone?
Those are countries that I haven't visited
Yeah.
before, so that's what I like because it's a different culture
Yeah.
and a different country. So I will step out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
So that's something that I really truly love about traveling.
So
So I'll be there for a couple
yeah,
weeks.
that'll be nice. So do you feel like, you travel a lot. That's like kind of, how many trips do you go on a year?
I'm half the
You're
year I'm
gone.
in the
Half,
US and
yeah.
half I'm gone,
And
I
what
think.
kind of like for me when I go on a trip, which many people I'm sure are like me, I might have one or two big trips a year, right? And so most of my time is spent in Houston working, treating people, and then I'll step out for a few weeks and then come back. And most of the time I try and pick transformative experiences, right? Where I can actually connect with the culture, immerse myself in a place. And I always come back a different person, but I can't imagine what your experience is because you are gone half of the time. And so what I guess I would like to know what that experience is for you. Is it just as transformative and what do you get out of it and how does that affect you when you
It
yeah,
is definitely transformative. Definitely since I took my first trip, I was a different
yeah,
person. It just makes you grow as a person, meeting new
yeah,
people, learning about their culture, their daily life.
yeah,
It will test your limits really and your patience. I normally return home more grateful
yeah,
for what I have
yeah,
here. Definitely.
yeah,
Uh, and I complain less about little things,
yeah,
of course. So yes, I think that's what travel do to
yeah,
you. It just makes you grow, makes you be open, accepting people as they
yeah.
are.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%, 110%. You learn so much about yourself. You learn so much about what's out there. It really is an expansive experience. And you have to grow from it, right? And I think I really love that
Yes.
too. So to travel, I will always love to.
And
You learn.
and you learn about yourself, not only about other
Yeah,
people. And the experiences just makes you to be creative sometimes, right?
yeah, yeah.
Because not everything will be perfect. Sometimes
Oh,
there might be hiccups in the way.
absolutely. And how do you navigate through that? You know, they always say if
Exactly.
you want to know about somebody, travel with them, right? Because you're dealing with,
Hmm.
you know, when things go well, it goes really, really well. But when they go bad, how do you navigate your way through that
Hmm.
as a group or a, you know, couple or whatever? So it's
Hmm.
a good test of the relationship. Yeah. So I think that's awesome. Well, I guess that's a good place to start wrapping it up. Anything else? I love hearing about your trips, and I get super excited when you send me stuff. So please keep doing that because you know, hopefully have a lot more years of traveling coming up. So I'm always looking for great, cool experiences. And yeah, so oh, I wanted to one more thing. When you were younger, you have a Disney World story, don't you?
Yes.
What? Yeah, I don't know why I just thought about that. Please share.
And I remember clearly. My parents took me to Disneyland. My aunt, my mom's sister she used to live in LA. She passed away, but that's why we went there often. So they took me to Disneyland, and my best ride was It's a Small World. Believe it or not, people like Dumbo or they like the Carousel, but I like It's a Small World. And I told my mom, I'm going to go to every country and meet those kids around the world.
Oh, I love that.
I was just so amazed on what they show in It's a Small World, the different, like, how they dressed up, how they looked like, and like the different little things that they show from each country.
Hmm.
I wanted to see all those things. So I told her, like, I'm going to go to each of those countries. So I'm actually living my It's a Small World
I
dream right
well,
now.
I love that story, and I loved how it played out, and it makes total sense. So I'm glad that you shared that because I remember it. It's a great story. Well, Tammy, thank you so much for being here and
No,
sharing.
thank you for having me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you'll have to come back and have fun on all your trips, and I can't wait to see all your pictures.
Thank you.
Well, what did you guys think? Are you ready to travel to wellness? I am. I could take a trip right now, but unfortunately, I have to wait for a few months. Well, that's a wrap. As always, I would love to hear your feedback. I am dedicated to bringing you great content that is inspiring and informative with an artsy, fun, and edgy spin. Thank you so much for listening. As always, we'll meet here again next time. And remember, never stop exploring, learning, loving, and being you. Bye.